Okay, today we're going to be talking about Ben, who's from the Aussie Rebel TV channel. Ben,
G'day.
what's going on with the channel Aussie Rebel TV?
Oh, mate, what isn't going on with it, mate? We're a bit all over the place, aren't we? Mate, we're going here, we're going there. Yeah, but we started as a gaming channel, you know, simply just started out doing Grand Theft Auto videos. And, yeah, after a few years and after a few mistakes along the way, you know what I mean? And like YouTube being the beast it is, you know what I mean? You don't really know what your niche is until you've started a YouTube channel a lot of the time. And that's sort of one of the morals of the story with a lot of YouTubers, you know, they start a channel and they want to do one thing and then they realise that's no good, so they end up going doing something else totally different. You know what I mean? And that's sort of what happened with Aussie Rebel Media or the Aussie Rebel or Aussie Rebel TV now, as it's morphed into sort of thing. We've become Aussie Rebel TV, but we've accidentally turned into a boxing commentary channel. No, not meaning to, but we're in, mate. We're in like Flynn. Thanks to all those Mexicans out there and those Californians that subscribed last year. You know, we know who you are. We know who our followers are, you know, and so we're gonna be looking after them to start with. So we're a boxing commentary channel. So they're and foremost, but we're also going to dive into other subjects left, right, and centre. We don't know where we're going to go with this. We're going to talk about a lot of sports, you know, apart from boxing. We're going to do a bit of mixed martial arts because that's one of my passions is mixed martial arts. I was a mixed martial arts fan before I was a boxing fan. So we're going to be a mixed martial arts channel eventually, you know, when we get over there. But in saying that, we're following boxing because, you know, the corporatism favours boxing, you know what I mean, where in mixed martial arts, the reason I like boxing these days is because mixed martial arts is very vanilla, you know what I mean? There's no real sponsorship in mixed martial arts. They're fighting for chump change. You know, we're in boxing, you know, they're getting paid good purses up the top, you know, at least, you know what I mean? They're showboating, having a good time. You know what I mean? There's plenty to be had. The sponsors are out there. It's all good times, you know what I mean, in boxing at the moment. So that's where it is, and especially in Australian boxing too. So we're going to be all over the boxing, you know what I mean? We're going to be hitting rugby league, because especially in Australia, boxing goes with rugby league. You know, all the rugby league players during the off-season having a fight, you know what I mean? And I'm a rugby league man. So we're going to be doing a bit of rugby league, that's for sure, especially next year. We're going to be doing some State of Origin specials next year. Going to go through and I'm going to give the story of the first 25 years of State of Origin game by game next year. The first 25 years, from 1980 all the way until 2005. Going to analyse every single game, man of the match. Going to go through and check out a bit of history. It's now 43 years and 44 years in the State of Origin next year. So we're going to analyse the first 25 years. The first 25 years that New South Wales actually dominated before Queensland won 10 straight or whatever it was. You know what I mean? We forget those periods, you know, those eras. You know, that didn't happen. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We're going to be doing a Paul Gallen special. We're going to be looking at the life of Paul Gallen. You know what I mean? And is Paul Gallen the greatest sportsman in New South Wales history? In the history of New South Wales. Bugger Queensland, bugger Victoria, bugger Tasmania. We're only concerned about New South Welshmen. You know what I mean? Because, you know, nothing exists outside these borders. You know what I mean? New South Wales is where it's at. As far as I'm concerned. We're going to be getting into politics as well. You know what I mean? Because as far as, New South Wales isn't the be-all and end-all. Australia is a be-all and end-all. It's as simple as that, because nothing happens outside Australia. It all happens here. This is the universe. Nothing else counts. So it's all about Australia, you know, as far as the politics is concerned, and we're going to be getting into that, you know, in the next few questions too. It's all about Australia, you know, especially my political ideology, you know what I mean? So we're going to be getting into politics too, because boxing's, even though we like to have fun on the weekends, talk about fighting, talk about the rugby or whatever, but at the end of the day, you know, the hits are in politics. Everyone wants to know about politics. That's where the hits are.
I'd like to know, sorry to interrupt you, I'd like to know about the Dubby? What's
Well, mate,
going
we
on
sold
with
out,
that?
mate. We sold out.
So,
We sold out to big corporation, mate. You know, as far as we take our orders from... No, I'm only joking. No, mate. Yeah, mate, we sold out, mate. We're part of the, the corporate wonderland now, mate. We're in it for the bling, mate. You know what I mean? Mate, as long as you're paying us, we're there. You know what I mean? And W reckons they're going to pay us, so if we sell something, use code
they
Aussie
use
Rebel,
our
mate.
code. Yeah.
Yeah, use code Aussie Rebel at the checkout, at W's checkout, mate. Pay me some coin. But yeah, let's talk about W. Yeah, we've signed up, mate. We're signed up.
Is the Aussie Rebel anti-capitalist or anti-socialist?
Yeah. We're anti-globalist, and I just said it. Yeah, we're anti-globalist. All our influences come from here. You know what I mean? If it's not rooted in the Australian soil, it didn't happen. It doesn't exist. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, in a sense, yeah. Well, we're not totally anti-capitalist. So yeah, I'm into it. You know what I mean? The Australian way of life. You know what I mean? And Australianism. So yeah. So
Are you a conspiracy theorist?
Oh yeah. No, well, used to be, but nah, not really no more. Not really no more, mate. Nah. Used to be a conspiracy theorist. Back in the day, yeah. Used to go chasing around Masons.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
what
Chasing
about-
the
what about-
Freemasons and,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Trying to bring down the Matrix. You know what I mean? And, hunting the Illuminati. Trying to see through the all-seeing eye. All that horse shit. Yeah, no, we got back into it in the day, you know what I mean? Back in 2008, 2009, 2010, when Barack Obama first come to power. Well, he had the slogan. Everyone, what was that slogan again? Everyone thought he was his slogan, was going to send you to hell. Everyone was reversing people's speeches back then, and
Yes, we can. Hey, you say, yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Hey, you say. Hey, you say. Hey, you say. Hey, you say.
I dabbled in that for a little while, and chased around some Masons. I had a bloke rock up to my house one day, and he was showing me a heap of DVDs. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah. Oh, mate, join the movement. All right, whatever. You have a look at this. Then I had a look at his DVDs. And I'm like, oh shit, man. Oh, dude, we gotta bloody bring this shit down. But then what I found out was that he was actually a socialist. It's a bit silly when all your local politicians, half of them are socialists. You know what I mean? And this dude's a socialist, claimed to wanting to be bringing down the system or whatever. But it's a call and cry from both sides, you know what I mean? When you're the far left and the far right, you know what I mean? Both sides reckon they're going to bring down the system every election. Rip the system up and tear it down and all this sort of shit, you know what I mean? And the same sort of bullshit exists on both sides of politics, whether it's the far left or the far right racist or the far left multiculturalists. They're all saying the same thing. It's because it's all coming from the same place. It's all coming from, intelligence agencies and bad actors and paid actors and people with other interests, you know what I mean, and all this sort of stuff, So yeah, but that all comes from outside Australia again, the Northern Hemisphere stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff that happens outside of these beaches, you know what I mean? Stuff that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? As I said, the universe is here. You know what I mean? And people try to claim that white people, haven't got a legitimate place, in Australia, for example, you know what I mean? Or we should bugger off back to England, you know what I mean? All this and that and stuff. But that's the way that I see it again, you know what I mean? Like I was born here. My past generations were born here too. And we were crafted out of these harsh lands, out of these harsh conditions, from generations, through generation to generation, in the last 200 years, you know what I mean? So, in a sense, we're Indigenous too. We're not English no more. We're Australians. It's as simple as that. So that's the way that all the capitalism, communism, Liberal Party, Labor Party, all their books and their libraries come from the north. Come from Europe or Asia or America or some other fantastic place like that, or the Holy Land, You know. The only books that I want to read written here. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. Australianism 101, mate. You know, what do you call it? But and a lot of people try to claim Australianism is Nazism and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, where that's and you see a lot of these Nazis in the city. You know, you see them getting around ripping out Nazi flags and pretending they're far right wingers and they're extremists, and you see them, they're gym junkies in the gym. You know what I mean? All this sort of stuff. You know, but yeah, at the end of the day, they're all just, like, as I said, that's just all inner city tripe to me. It really all is, nothing matters, but what happens here? It's as simple as that.
The last question I've got is, does the Aussie Rebel believe in God?
Oh yeah, we could, yeah, oh yeah, you definitely believe in God, yeah, sort of thing, but not really into religion, but
Okay.
sort of thing, like there's, like people take historical books and try and make ideologies, out of them, you know what I mean, and that's, good luck to you, you know what I mean, sort of thing, but at the end of the day, it's just, my mum used to say the same shit to me too, you know what I mean, as what was written there, you know what I mean, it's all, at the end of the day, morals are morals, aren't they? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, but each race and ethnicity has their own individual tales and stories. You know what I mean? Sort of thing, and that's the way I look at it. They all tell you about where they come from. All the different ethnicities and races, they have stories and tales and creatures they look to. Like the Aborigines tell you about the rainbow snake locally. The Chinese are into their dragons, and the Africans are into their fish people. You know what I mean? They've all got ideas of where they come from, and who's not to believe them. You know what I mean? So and good luck if they one of these other people from another race want to grab hold of a Bible and make a bit of a an ideology out of it and take some sort of moral significance out of it. Fair enough. You know what I mean? But it's, that's all. To me, they're just stories and tales about where people come from. They more should be believed than what than what people are believing in these days. People just want to make out as if we're all one and forget the past. You know what I mean? These days, you know what I mean? There's a new world thing going on, you know what I mean? But I like to, listen to the old Aboriginals and listen to where they come from and the stories that they have, you know what I mean, all these sorts of things, you know what I mean, because there's a lot of historical significance there, And the same with white people too. Like white people, seem to have carried Christianity all through Europe, you know what I mean? So, and that's the thing with Christianity too. It's a strange one, you know what I mean? Everyone claims to, and that's what I'm saying. Everyone, you've got African Americans in America, they claim to be Israelites. And you've got Jews claim to be Israelites, you know what I mean? And they've got white people claim to be Israelites, you know what I mean? And, so there's a lot of confusion too, I think, when people sort of take up books and ideas, you know what I mean, sort of thing. And that's sort of, that's, I don't see, I just see truth and I want to know, who's who, you know what I mean? And yeah, and where people come from. And I want to know your story, you know what I mean? I'm more interested than most, yeah. So that's the way I look at, like people's religions and people's, you know what I mean? They're just, tales of the past that, you know what I mean, that make up, the history of the world, you know what I mean? So in that sense, you know what I mean, stuff did happen outside of Australia, you know what I mean? So yeah. So, I'm a bit of a globally minded person like that, you know what I mean? But in saying that, my political ideology is definitely, you know what I mean, strictly Australian. Strictly Australian, yeah.
Okay.
They're two different things.
Yeah, hence the Aussie Rebel.
Yeah. We accidentally become the Aussie Rebel, or I didn't want to, but you know what I mean. It just seemed to happen. In that time when Islam was starting to, like 2015, 2016, when Islam was creeping up on everyone and everyone was concerned about it. You know what I mean? And you had all these patriots running around with Jewish flags, screaming, vote for Pauline Hanson and vote for the Liberal Party, you know what I mean, and all this sort of weird stuff. the weird inner city, you know, soy stuff that goes on, you know what I mean, in politics. But yeah, that was where the Aussie Rebel was born out of, you know what I mean? Because it was time for the Aussie Rebel to move on from conspiracy theories, start to enter the mainstream sort of thing. Like I dabbled in, you know, theories about free energy. You know what I mean? I own the free energy. Yeah, I own @free energy on Twitter. You can find me there. Sort of thing. That's
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You know, before I was into politics and conspiracy theories, I was into free energy. You know, and trying to make free energy devices and machines, but I failed miserably. But you know, we all got to give it a go. You know what I mean?
Everything deserves a go.
Yeah,
At least
exactly
we'll try
right,
it once
mate.
in a lifetime.
Well, yeah, but it's insane that. But you've got all these, you know, communists now that are talking green energy and talking, you know, alternative energy and, you know, and what are the different terms they got for it, you know, alternative energy and there's the actual energy, the actual term that they won't use, free energy, because they want you to pay for it. There's no free energy, even though there should be. You know what I mean? But then you've got alternative energy but here's me, a neo-Nazi, trying to be king of the free energy sector. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's a bit of a weird one. You know what I mean? But I'll debate anyone on the energy thing. You know what I mean? You know, I love that shit. You know, so yeah. But that's it. Yeah, it seems like another time ago, but it's not in a way. You know what I mean? Because the subject's more bigger and badder than what it's ever been with a cost of power these days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they? No, that's the different terms: alternative energy and renewable energy. So that's how they term it these days. They term renewable energy because they don't even want to use the term alternative energy. That's taboo. It's all about renewable energy. Going and getting a solar panel, you know what I mean, and and this is hypocrisy for you. To make a solar panel, you've got to go and make about 35 different mines. You know what I mean? 35 different mines just to, you know what I mean, all the diesel that goes in the mine and all that. You know what I mean? Just to put a solar panel together, sort of thing. But they're not talking about alternative energy. That's taboo as far as the political sector is concerned. Because when you start getting into alternative energy and alternative energy devices, then you start getting into the free energy sector. And they don't want that because they want you paying your power bills. Simple as that. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll talk about that one.
Yeah.
I can expand there.
Yeah, we'll
You know
talk
what I
about
mean?
that at another stage, but
Yeah.
we'll wrap this up for now.
Yep.
Thanks for talking. Thanks for telling us about your channel and
Oh yeah, we'll have to do it again very soon. Very soon, mate. Yeah, we'll have a yarn and plenty to yarn about, isn't there,
Yeah.
mate? Especially here on Aussie Rebel Media, Aussie Rebel TV, or whatever page you see us on, mate.